Hello, welcome to part 83 of this Airbnb clone Ruby on Rails series, and we will again continue on our owner reservations. And in this, I'll get rid of the add review because if I'm the owner of the property and someone has booked on it, I cannot add a review. That user will add a review, right? So I'll get rid of this. Then we will add user details here somewhere, and then we will move on to properties and add it and add property, those kind of things. So let's make this change. We will have to go to app views owner reservations, and in that I'll search for add review and I'll get rid of this. Refresh. Great. Now we will search for dates. I'll copy this div, paste it, and change this upper div to booked by. Reservation has a user, right? So we can use user. User has a profile and profiles have a name. Refresh. Okay, the name is visible. So in this same way, I'll use their email ID also. Reservation.user.email. Yes. Looks good. Booked by this. Great. I think I should make it bold. Class font medium. Same thing for this also, dates also. Date format in Rails. Okay, let's not do this. Using helper, we can do this easily. I'll do that later on across the app. So this change has been done. Now we can go to add property. Let me go to hero icons first. I'll just pause this. Oh, these allergies. Hero icons. I want to basically change the icon for this property. Maybe this. So we can go to sidebar, shared owner sidebar, and let's change this SVG. No, not like this. We'll just copy the path and paste it here. Get rid of this, save, refresh. Looks fine. Now in add property, we will have to set up a basic form, right? So let's do that. Add property, add new. Okay, so we had done this in our profiles, right? So let's go to profiles. We have done this in edit. So let's copy this, and instead of new, let's go to edit and implement that first. Let's paste this entirely, refresh, edit. It should fail, yes, because the profile is not part of it. Okay, we will need this model, right? So what we'll do is, okay, let's change this to owner sidebar, and we'll go to controllers, profile, and copy this, edit. Okay, we don't need to copy this, we can just use this. I'll go to, what was it, owner properties. Yes, set property, and we'll do this private definition, set property, and at that property is equals to property dot find. I'm just thinking I should not do this. Instead we should try to find it in properties if that's possible. Params ID. Let's try this. So what I'll do is, instead of profile, let's use property. Obviously it should fail. So what we can do is we can get rid of this for now, or we can use image. Okay, let's get rid of this for now. Refresh, and we can see some details, and they are related to properties only. So let's refresh. We'll go to properties. I know in properties we are not using picture, but we are using images or something, right? So the name, I'm not sure what the name is right now. So let's go to property and images. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll use images, and for now I'll just show the first one. Later on we will have to fix this. Let me write a to do. Okay, refresh, and we are able to see this. Property information. In this video my focus is just to show all the details. Okay, later on we'll make changes and update and all those kind of things. On submit we'll have to figure out the URL, right? So what I'll do is I'll go to Rails routes-c owner, and in owner we have this properties edit. Sorry, we have to submit on update, right? So the path for that would be okay, let me go to routes. Edit owner property show. We have this in edit. Okay, this I'll have to see why we are not getting path. Profile. In profile the update was at page and it was working. So why don't we have it for owner properties? Or am I making some mistake here? Let's go to routes. Let's try this, and in this, sorry, now we are getting owner property. What I'll do is, for now I won't edit, and later on we'll see. But I know owner property underscore path might work. So I've saved this, used this. And what else? Maybe we need to break it in multiple parts actually. For now we'll just keep it in one single file. Let's go to our schema, database, schema, properties, name, headline. We have this, the address 1, address 2, city, state, country. So this will help. We will have to add price, and we'll have to add name, headline and description. So let's start with name, headline and description. Name is already there. headline, description, refresh, name, headline, description should be multi-line actually, and headline should be one line. So what we'll do is full call span full. This should also be call span full, but it should be text field. Address is there, and we have to work on price also, right? So money rails. Let's go to money rails Ruby. Let's try this directly. Where should I add pricing? After description? Let's try it after description. Or next to name for now. Schema price. Let's go to money rails form. Let's try to use it in a form basically. Let's close this. They've used class name money composed of amount, so we might have to use price. This doesn't look good actually. F.text field price. Okay, so let's use price. Refresh, and it is visible. So if we change it to 90 and save it, actually save should not work because we haven't implemented the update controller. For that, what I'll do is I'll go to our profiles, copy this code because it will be almost similar. I'll have to add this permit also. We will edit images separately. Even though we are showing it, I'll get rid of it. I don't want to keep it in this. No, not picture. Name, price, headline, description. We'll have to add amenities also. So it's better images separate, then all the text areas, then amenities. We'll do it something like this. Instead of profile, let's use property. And first we'll add a raise here. Refresh. 90, save. Okay, we have a raise. Params. Let's try to extract this a bit because there is way too much detail in params, and I think it is working. Yes, we can see all the details here. So let's try to remove this, submit this. I want to check one more thing in this. I have a theory like whether it should work. We have used $72 here, right? Now we will update it to 90. I think I have implemented in such a way that this should not change to 90. Okay, if it is changing to 90, we will have to change the database later on. because if you person changes the pricing at one place, it should not mean that their previous reservations should change, right? Let's save. We got the problem. Why? Undefined local variable edit property path. Makes sense. We don't have this property path correctly. Edit owner property. Okay, but the update should have happened actually. Yes, it should have happened because this was called, so it was successful. The only problem was the path, so that's why it failed. Otherwise, the database transaction was successful. Now let's go to properties, reservations, and we can see this problem. We'll have to fix this. So what we'll do is we'll go to price details. In this, I won't fix it, but I'll have to add a to-do for this. Don't fetch price from property model, and instead save this to reservation / payment, as this might change in future. Update this same concept everywhere else. Now by this point, what would have happened is that, like, we are on 83rd video, right? So what would have happened is a lot of developers would have maybe done 20, 30, or at a stretch 60 videos, right? And then these things come up at the end, like, because I'm doing it on the flow, I'm not doing it from the start, right? So they will miss out on very minor details that they should have checked. Even though I know last 5 videos would have been boring, next 5 videos might get interesting because we will use Google Maps and search and all. But overall, in the end, videos do get boring because we have already learned a lot of concepts. But if you are doing this end to end, you will make mistakes, and that's what we have to catch and figure out to fix it, right? So we have found one error, we'll fix it later on. Right now it's not important. Now let's go to property again, edit. So basically we can edit all these details. So what we'll do is I'll have to think for images. I'm a bit unsure. Editing one image is not an issue. We can actually, editing 5 images is also not an issue. The problem is that how do I want to show it to user? That is what I will have to think it first, such that it becomes really easy for user. I'll have to do some work here. That's one. And second, what were amenities, right? So for amenities also, I'll have to see what we can do. We have some time. I'll just try out something. If it won't work, I'll implement this in next video, okay? If it won't work. So I'll again go to my edit, owner edit. I'll copy this main, although we should have named it something else. Paste it again because there should be only one main ideally. Refresh. Okay. Problem is with, what is the problem? Why is it coming side by side? Okay, got it. So what we'll have to do is we will have to get a div, that div I'll name it as main /main. In this I'll rename it to div. Bring this div inside the main. So basically I've added a main section, main tag outside, and renamed the previous one to div. Now we'll have a div here. Let's refresh, and now it should work. Great. So in second one, what I'll do is I'll change the heading to amenities, amenities. I'll change the form later, but one thing that I have to do is I will have to show all the amenities here, right? Amenities dot all dot each and for this we'll need some form of UI fixing also. Flex, no, not flex, grid column 2 for now. Later on we'll fix everything. Gap 2, or maybe what I can do is I can go to properties, amenities model, amenities, and in that I can copy this directly. Let's paste it directly, and instead of using this we'll use amenities dot amenity dot all, AMENITY. I hope this works. Refresh. Great. Now let's get rid of everything else, or what we have already. We have this grid. Let's not use the grid system in this. Great. Now I'll add checkboxes around them. So what we will have to do is we will have to copy this item. We have this label. Amenity name. This should not work. I'm just thinking. Okay, let's get rid of this. We will do something like this only, but for now what I will do is I'll get rid of everything else in the form. The changes that we'll do after this is, you can see this code actually. Okay, why did it fail? Why is it failing? Okay, because of this. Okay, the UI looks something like this. What we will do is we will add checkboxes around this, and when the user is in edit mode, some of those checkboxes will already be shown from the fact that if they are already available in properties or not. And okay, the connection with keyboard is lost, the mouse is not mouse is working now. So we'll basically add checkboxes, nothing else. And once you click on that, you can select all the checkboxes and finally save it. We'll do this change. This video I'm dropping in between because I have to figure out this checkbox related thing correctly, At the same time, I have to figure out the images part also, and I don't want to waste time in that. That's the only reason. And another reason is I have to go for dinner. That's it for now. Thank you. Bye bye.